Hello, everyone, and I have a special guest.
Ruff.
Say hi. Don't look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. You know you're a fashion queen inside. It's time for a video. Hello, everyone. Black Rose Duelist here. Don't I look so enthused to talk to you? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to beef it up. Pump it up. So today I'm talking about a video. Not a video. I don't even know. I'm just free shooting it. Straight shooter. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like I've done too many deck profiles in a row that's annoying, and I don't want to annoy you, and it's annoying me. So if it's annoying me, it's annoying you. So, anywho, who's there? I don't know. Who cares? I need to tone it down. Anywho, so today I'm talking about cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now I just got this idea 5 minutes ago. I wanted to talk about something that wasn't exactly Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile focused. So, it's just gonna come straight from my head. Cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's stupid. Anyone who cheats in Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs a better hobby. Obviously this one's not the right one for you because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is meant for young children. It might not actually appeal, and young children may not play it, but the fact that you have to cheat in a children's card game is really, really sad. And if you're like a 20-year-old doing it, you need to rethink your life. Like, I understand, like, the little kids who, like, stack their decks with, like, Pot of Greeds and, like, locals or something, but if you're going to, like, a nationals and you're, like, purposely, like, stacking cards and doing the whole like bending of cards so you know what card is which, like, and you're doing it on purpose. I understand sometimes like food or bends get on your sleeves, but when you're doing it on purpose, like, are you serious? This is a children's card game. It's meant for 5 and up. 5 and up. That's what it says on the packaging. And you're gonna seriously cheat at a children's card game. A game meant for 5-year-olds and up. You're gonna cheat in it? Like, that's pretty sad. Now, not gonna say that there's no cheating, because there's lots of cheating that goes on in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it happens in all forms. It happens at locals, nationals, worlds. It happens everywhere, and it's something we can't stop, but it's something that's stoppable, but it's not something that you can stop always. And I've experienced some forms of cheating. It's not really cheating, it's more of rule sharking and abusing people's age in a way. Definitely this happened a lot when I was younger playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was 11 to 12 and I didn't know all the rulings. I knew some things were up, but I didn't know all the rulings. So when I was a more gullible, let's say 10 or 11, and I used to go to locals and stuff more when I was younger. Now I just go to the bigger events. Now I go to more of the bigger events when they come around, like regionals. So, back when I was littler, I'm gonna say like 5 years ago, I remember it was like TGs and stuff were popular at the time. Look how, like, we're too close for face to face. I used to get rule sharked a lot, and I used to get I feel like the older audience, like the 18 plus, they kind of abused my age. Not abused, but not literal, but they kind of took advantage of that I was young and didn't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! And they would either make up their own rulings or say mine were wrong even though they were right. They would make up some card effects that weren't written on the card and say they were correct. And I just kind of went with it. Number one, because I didn't want to make a fight, especially because I was 10 years old. And number two, some of the times I kind of went with it. I mean, they're older. They probably know more about what I'm talking about than I do, and I was 10 at the time. And then that's when I started picking up what was going down. So it was more 12. I think it was wind-ups, and this was 10 or 11 or 12 at the time. And I was at a regionals, and there was this really, like, angry-looking Six Samurai player. Oh, don't they all? Just kidding. But no, the Six Samurai player looked really angry, and he was just making up a lot of this stuff, and I called him out on it, and he was like, oh, sorry, and he took back his cards and then redid his play. And nowadays, I would just call a judge at that point. If someone's blatantly cheating and taking advantage of your age, your knowledge in the game, or just cheating in general, call them out. If they don't stop it and just completely do a 180, say it's an X and all that, call a judge. You don't have time for that. You're going to this Yu-Gi-Oh event. I'm talking about if it's a regionals and above. If it's locals, who cares? But not saying locals don't matter, but if you're at a higher tier event, then this is when you'd call a judge. Don't deal with these people. Don't deal with the people's just ignorance and cheating. It's stupid. You don't have to deal with it. You're not there to deal with people cheating. So at that point, call a judge. But when as I got older, I started calling out people on it more, and people tend to not do this as much. But at the regionals I just recently went to, it was all top tables. Everyone was at least in their 20s, I would say. And I was the only teenager. I think this was a few months ago. This was in December. This was last month. So I was the only teenager, young looking kid. I look younger than I look, I think. But he definitely took advantage of my knowledge in the game. Now, I know a lot about the game, but I'm definitely not one of, the top players in my area. And when I go to regionals, I'm definitely not the top player. I might make top 32 here and there, but I'm not the number one player by any means. And I don't know every single ruling at every single time. But he made up lots and lots of things, I think. And I called him out on it, but he said, no, he was right. At this point, it was round 8. And I was just mentally tired. I was hungry. I was just out of it. So I let it slide, and it cost me a duel. Because what happened was I negated an effect, but he still used the effect, and he kept claiming these weird things that definitely weren't happening. And he just took advantage of the situation, and it went on from there. And I lost the duel because of it, because he got out his effect that ended me. So people were nice. That doesn't happen all the time. You're not going to don't go in a tournament expecting everyone is cheating. Sometimes generally people are better, and they're not cheating. They're just better. And you just have to accept it at times, and you just can't assume, oh, they beat me, they must be cheating. You can't assume that. So there's definitely some things you have to be aware of when you go to an event. I'm not a huge fan of when people go through their decks and shuffle like this. Do you do that? Do you see any people doing that? They shuffle while looking at their deck. I start to call people out on that recently. I used to not do that because I thought that was rude. But honestly, I'm not here to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Free to take advantage of the duel and cheat. So when people look at their deck while they shuffle and see the cards and I'm not cheating, I'm just shuffling. No, don't someone, I'll just put that up there. No, it's cheating. Stop it. I call people out on it. It's dumb. Do you really think I'm gonna let that slide, just staring at your deck like this, strategically placing cards at the top? No, I'm not dealing with that. And always cut your opponent's deck, because at any point in time they could be cheating and they could be stacking their deck. Don't always assume, but it's better to assume that they're cheating when there's something suspicious and not doing anything at all, and then you lose because they're cheating. And they're not going to go back and change your wins if they are found cheating in the future. You're going to be gone by then. So definitely try to catch the cheaters while you can. Other tips to check a cheater. Check their sleeves. If it looks like they're just old and they don't look that great and all of them are in that condition, then don't think anything bad about it. But if there's 2 cards that are extremely bent and the whole rest of the deck is perfectly fine, there's some suspicion there. Don't automatically say, oh, you're cheating, I want to request a win. No, don't do that. But if those 2 cards are the best 2 cards of his deck and he always seems to get them, or vice versa, they're 2 worst cards and he seems to never get them, definitely raise an eyebrow to that, because that could be some cheating. Outside of dueling, there's lots of abuse of age and trading, and I see it of all ages. I see it new players, really old players, young players. People take advantage of them and their knowledge in the game, and it's really sad. So they'll pull a new Solemn Strike. They'll go up to him and say, oh, what cards do you want? Oh, you want this one Elemental Hero rare? Okay, cool. since you really want it, I guess I'll give it to you for that solemn strike you just pulled. That happens every single sneak peek, and I see it all the time. It's happened to me when I was younger. It's happened to my friends when they first joined the game. It's something all new players, I think, have to go through. It's just something with the beginner's luck. You always get good pulls when you first start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then people take advantage of your pulls. And it's just really dumb, and it's really stupid. Like, you're blatantly taking advantage of someone and ripping them off without telling them anything. And the lies and prices, always check the price of your cards. Don't go off what other people say. Check yourself. You want to know what happened to me in my sneak peek? I pulled my solemn strike. They're like, oh, it's just $100 right now because it's a sneak peek. It's going to be $30 in a few days. You know what I sold it for a few days after that too? $75. They wanted $30. Don't trust other people's prices. Trust your own. Look on eBay. Look on Yu-Gi-Oh! Mint. Look on Troll and Toad. Look on Amazon. Try to find the best prices for your cards going into the event. And if you pull a good card at the event, check the price before you trade, because people will rip you off. In case of other cheating, I don't really see things like, you know how you have the tournament slip? I don't see people like, swiping the check and then saying, I'm going to go turn it in, but they swiped it for their own name. I don't think I've ever seen that, but it's a possibility. If you win, take the slip with you. Don't have the other person take it. I think that's pretty fishy. I don't think there's anything else I really have to talk about. It just kind of all came from my head. But definitely cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a stupid thing. It's a very immature thing. If you're especially an older player against a younger player and you're taking advantage of their knowledge in the game, what are you doing? This is a hobby. You're supposed to do it for fun. If you win the event, you get like a mat. Okay, you can buy the mat for like $60. You're really going to ruin a kid's day. Cheat on a kid. Take advantage of it, like, of his knowledge. It's stupid. It's fishy. It's dumb. Why are you wasting your time at that point? Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is supposed to be a fun thing. If you're not having fun with it, don't play it, because the prizes, they're not worth it, really, at that point. If you're playing the game for money, you're not going to get the money. There's ways you can get money in the game, but it's not going to be your sole purpose. The sole purpose is supposed to be for fun, or maybe for thinking, or some type of hobby, something to do with your time. But if you're going to use that for cheating, then, I don't know, it's just really dumb. So that's my opinion. It's been a really long video, and I'm just going to end it here. If you made it to the end of the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell me you made it to the end. What are your thoughts on this stuff? Overall, cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh! It exists. It's always going to happen. It always has happened. It's just a really dumb, immature thing that this game is meant for a young audience, and you're going to cheat at it as like a 20-year-old. You're an adult. You're going to waste your time cheating at a children's card game. Don't you have better things to do? Don't you have a house to pay, a car to pay? I'm not one to talk, but I'm just saying, you have more important things to do than to cheat in a children's card game. Goodbye.